Oh, unmute the microphone.
Stove shouldn't be on. Yes. Okay, and go fix the AC. They probably got like 60 something, and it turned out at 70, 72. Please.
Hey, y'all go lay down.
Huh? With what?
Oh, the mic is on.
Give me your tablet.
Oh, yeah.
Give me your tablet.
Hey, y'all could have just went to sleep.
Go down. Put your show on tonight. Yeah. In Arizona, you talking about? In Arizona, then? No. Oh.
It says it's supposed to be crazy weather today in California.
Yeah. Rainy?
Mm-hmm. Like a storm.
There the thunderstorm tomorrow. More rain coming. Morning rain too. I check the weather tomorrow more. Well, when we were in California, they said it was, you see all the water puddles raining too much over here. Yeah. A lot of rain. A lot of rain. They said. I said, why is that for?
Man.
But when we were in California, they said last couple of days rain and like the hour away.
You should be watching me so you can be taking notes.
I live in streets were flooded with a.
You don't get no wins. You earn everything.
Yeah, I was playing around. Like an hour away. 45 minutes.
Never downplay your competition, bro.
Thunderbird area, called Thunderbird.
That's when you start losing the month. What's good with you, Mr. Bay?
Yeah, this is the bed the rain. The bendy over there, California bendy, heavy bendy, hello bendy. Oh yeah. Yeah, I better man. Hey, tomorrow rain. Hey, Saturday rain.
Got it. Let me see this. Change it. Damn, where the fuck is that shit in? Oh, this one. This nigga done put like emojis before his name, so when you like go put it in the like search it, you got to put the fucking wad with wings. You know that's what the emoji's called, wad with wings, like a money wad with wings.
Golden price go more high.
Yeah, I know. They said it may be like $6,000 by the end of the year.
400.
Silver, no, gold right now is worth like $4,000.
Yeah, now I see 4,000, 1,100.
Oh, 4,000, yeah, 4,100. Yeah, it was like $2,500, like $3,500, like two. It was $2,500 2 years ago. Just this year was 3,000.
It's American people like the white gold.
The white gold, but a lot of they buying the platinum.
Oh yeah.
Come on, bro, get on the microphone. Say something, Mr. Bay. You buy gold? Don't tell me you too, bro. Costco was selling gold for a minute. Costco's was selling out. Costco, not Costco's. Costco was selling out. Did I send you that clip of Arabia saying like, what's his football player name? And he was like Joe Burrows. She said, why do black people put an S behind everything?
Why not?
Yeah, for real. Why not? Like Joe Burrows. Costco's. College hospitals. My baby already tripped on that. She'd be like, what's it called? I'm like, Costco's. She'd be like, yeah, because it's more than one, right?
Is it depend area, how is the condo and the price wise? Run to downtown, one bedroom condo, 800,000.
Yeah. Yeah, they make it affordable, and I mean they as far as the people that make these houses.
Another way too, Canadian dollar little, American dollar too low. American
Yeah,
dollar.
American money don't keep up with. You got to make more in Canada than you do in America. It's expensive. The houses they got really expensive out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's super unaffordable in Canada.
my brother same there's a
Wow,
new building, 3 story.
that was nice.
Buy 3 story,
3 stories?
700,000. Bottom and they give the rent down.
How long ago he bought that?
Huh?
When did he buy that?
It's by, it's maybe 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, see that house probably worth $2 million now.
Good, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Here the resale so coming. See, in the rice maybe also go to, only rice and fish pages. Rice and corn sugar. Rice and corn. 300 crore now.
He should have made him some broccoli so he give him
How
on the
many
front.
units I think? I think maybe 4. 3, 4 too much. This is, I give like that. Imagine I, yeah, automatics come to. They do too. Two. I don't want to bring down.
His doctor trying to put him on Ozempic.
Electricity.
Oh, he got it? He using it? Checking out the checking out the fucking live right now. I'm going live. What is it? What time is it? It's time for me to fucking wreck shit. It's time for me to kick ass. Right now it's time for me to. It's 9 o'clock, 9:28. I've been really effing up. Mr. Bay won't talk to me, so
Tomorrow morning to 10 o'clock.
yeah, 10 o'clock. My run game has been off, bro. But I can't, and I won't let them force me out of my game. We got to play how we play. It is what it is. Like the fact that the dad said Canada condos, 800,000. That bro, that house that we was at, the Airbnb, probably worth like a mil. Like it's really just like yo, your house is in the city, right? Bro, you seen that big ass complex they made? That used to be a house with a backyard and all, that was all dirt back there. That's crazy. That was crazy. I was like, damn, like they like that's that's what I was telling people. When your eyes only see that, what I seen, if I told you, like I couldn't even describe it to you. Like when that man lived there, after he lived there, after he left, how the house looked, just what was seeing that, like, damn, like money can do that. That's crazy. Like that's crazy. Like if you told somebody like, man, like I think I got pictures of the house. Like that's the only way somebody would believe me. Like, no, I got pictures. Like I need to go back and look because I got pictures of that house, like outside, inside. Like, bro, you wouldn't even think, bro. Even pictures from like Fourth of July, it's just us being outside. Like driving by that shit is like, no way that shit look like that. The last time I seen it, it was gated up. It had a gate around it.
Oh yeah. It wasn't even finished.
It was like, yeah, like it was just still dirt. Like you could see they was building stuff, but you like, do they have security and shit there? Remember they had the security there? I was like, damn, they actually got security here. Like, remember that dude that was sleeping in the backyard? Just a random nigga off the street. Like, good night, Mr. Dale. See you in the morning. Yeah, he eating right now. Bro, like the more wins you get, the better the competition they give you. Like, okay, so you think you good, huh? Play Leroy Devontae from fucking Cambridge, Ohio. Wow. I'm getting cooked out here, baby. This shit looking bad out here. This shit looks horrible. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That sucks. But you know what though? We keep the live going. We go back, watch this video. You know what I mean? But yeah, when I tell niggas like when you ain't never seen something, like it's hard for people to believe like we didn't live off the internet. Like, like it's hard for us to believe people like didn't live with toilets. You're like, damn, you telling me there was a time when niggas was like throwing their shit out the window. Exactly. But they didn't see that it was sick. Like they didn't know it was waste. It was like everybody does it, so it must be normal. Like if anybody can hear me, you know, one thing I always feel like um, human beings have been looking for, no matter how much they say God don't exist, they still looking for a way not to die. Everybody, like you could be rich as fuck. It's like, damn, I'm gonna die a rich person, and I don't know if I'm gonna be rich where I'm going. I'm like, yeah, it makes you think, huh? Dang, I should have just ran the ball with the quarterback. Man, that shit was tight. Brian, I'm getting so cooked out here. I was right there, bro. I'm right there on it. Like, that don't make no sense. This nigga is eating like school free lunch. I know what I gotta do. I gotta stop fucking. This nigga Trayvon Diggs. They got this nigga out here. Nigga like Trayvon Sanders. Nigga, two picks. I'm like killing him here, bro. Good half, bro. Good shit. Ah. All right, got a good kick return. Got a good kick return. Yeah, yeah. That's how you do it, man. You don't just it's one half, bro. You know what I mean? It's 14 points in one half. Like I was just telling my son, bro, you can't just blow people out every single time. Like it doesn't happen that way. Every win, you know what I mean? You get better when you play the game through. You know what I'm saying? You get way better actually. You're like, dang, he whooping on me. Now you got to find ways to like get back in the game. Now you got to actually think. Can't keep throwing picks. Like I got 7 minutes left. Bro, I'm playing like straight dog doo doo right now. Like, how you playing? Like dog doo doo. Oh, bro, that was a whole lot I had to do to get that. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. That was a hard ass catch though. Boom, jumped over the nigga. And I'll be honest with you, that nigga I pressed square, no triangle to make the nigga jump, but I didn't do all that extra shit. It's gonna be roughing the passer, bro. I told you, man. I do what I have to do. Chat, put a 1 If you see this, put a one in the chat. If you think I'm gonna lose, put a two in the chat if you think I'm gonna win. Put a two in the chat if you think I'm gonna win, bro. Oh, oh, he was on the two. He was on the top. Man, trash, trash. Damn, I fucked up. I should have just. Ah, they killing me out here. They had the sound effects in the background. Fucking music playing. No, I be thinking like when niggas be streaming, I be like, how do they not get copyrighted for all the music they play? They probably like, hey, don't copyright my shit. Fucking H Boom Boom stream of the year. You gotta run. No, you don't. It goes to the next quarter. So he gotta run another play before fourth quarter. I spend my 20s on you. Hey, that's a pretty hard ass song. I listened to it at the gym. I said, hey, this shit kind of nice. I call it pig. I called it. I said, I call a pig. I said, I call a pig. I said it. Man, I said it. That's crazy. I'm glad I get to play this back. Because I said, like, man, I call a pig. And say, yoink. That's why I like to use this particular camera angle. I know a lot of times they're like, "Damn, you play with this camera angle." I feel like when you play on a big screen TV, you know what I mean? You gotta play on like this kind of weird looking camera angle because the game is actually played way better on a smaller screen, like a monitor. So you can play it with that like horizontal view because you only got so much screen. When you play the shit, how I'm playing it, you can see more of the field and shit like that. So you got to kind of learn how to run off of it. It's nice to pass off of it. That's why I've been passing a little more. As you see, I threw a fucking interception. Yeah, shit like that. I'll play one more game and I gotta go to bed. My wife is down here. Sleep. All right, let's see what's going on. My son was like, "Yo, I throw the ball a lot because I like to make it exciting." I said, "It's super exciting, bro." But I said, "I'm trying to get some wins. So, like, whatever it takes to win. If I could beat a nigga throwing the ball, I'm going to throw the ball. If I could beat a nigga on the ground, I'm going to beat a nigga on the ground." Like, you got to switch the game up. So, we'll see what we got, man. Second and 9. Ball on Dallas's 38-yard line. Been driving since we got that pick, so we're doing pretty decent. We're doing pretty decent. Oh, I think it's gonna drive down to the 2 minute warning. Or maybe the clock don't go down at this time. Yeah. Oh, it was the incomplete pass. That's why. That was nice. I'm gonna admit that to myself. That was nice. You got to be patient with the running, bro. You got to be super patient. Like you don't see a hole open up, it's like, damn, I gotta make moves in the backfield. Like I try to, I try to use that in open space. She's like, fuck it, I hit a juke move or two, but damn, like I ain't really like a Barry Sanders with the sticks back here. More of a like, I mean, Le'Veon Bell had moves, but Le'Veon Bell was like looking for the holes and shit. Like, all right, shut up and let me go. Then once I get out, I can do my thing. He trying to bust up the play. I'm looking at the nigga do this shit. He calling timeouts now. He got to. That's just the shit right here that happened there. Like, fuck. No, this is the cool part. You know what I mean? This is the so you go out here and you earn your little cake. You earn your money with this shit. Ah, where? and we take what we got to take. You know what I mean? That's the point of the game, my son. Man, I just want to blow. Who wants to get scored on? You think I wanted to go down 14-0? Hey, it's not what I wanted to do. We got a game now. He didn't know. I mean, I knew we had a game the whole time. The way the kicking is, you like, man, I'm better off taking the motherfucking 2 point conversion. Sure. All right, so been holding up scoreless for the last six 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Yeah, see, I'm being thirsty. Thirsty Thursday. I always get a shout out to my nigga Kenneth. Nigga made me way better in this game. Two niggas wide open. What the fuck was I doing? He just said niggas on the straight. I thought I had niggas covered. Yeah, two niggas running side by side, talking to one another. I'm tripping. I got to do better. Take that nigga one play. Well, took me fucking took a one play just to go fucking. Oh man, that's so weak. Like, and if you let it roll into the end zone, that shit is at the 20. Oh man. It's like it got to be fucking that timeout in the fourth quarter. It did. I mean, it did what it needed to do. I mean, timeout in the third quarter did what it needed to do. So can't be mad. Wow, come on. This dude just gets in the way. Like, damn, bro. That's game. Fuck. Some trash, bro. Good game, bro. Good shit, good stop. He just blew by him. That was crazy. The nigga didn't. I tried to back him. I should have moved him myself. Man, that's weak as fuck. Well, got one more game tonight. One more game. See how this shit goes, right? Nothing you can do about it. Just like good game.
There's always been a lot of leverage in crypto. It's triggers what we call collateral cascades, and that's what happened over the weekend. Does that worry you, Tom? Oh, yes. So I don't think most people realize this, but the US government is now an investor in the stock market. They're calling it the new economic strategy. So here's what happened.
Lost two
In the
games
last
straight.
few
Look at that,
months,
man.
the
13 and
US
10.
government took ownership in some of the most strategically important corporations in America. The US now owns about 10% of Intel, the company that makes our microchips, 15% of a company called MP Materials, which is the only rare earth mining company in the country, about 10% of Lithium Americas, which controls one of the biggest lithium deposits in North America. And it also has
Playing the brand.
what President Trump calls a golden share in U.S. steel, which gives the U.S. veto power over decisions made by a private company. So all of these companies, which were once privately owned, are now part owned and in some cases controlled by the U.S. government. Now, the government is telling us that this is about national security, right? Making sure that the U.S. can make its own semiconductors and buy its own rare earths and make its own steel without relying on China or anyone else. But what's really happening is a lot more significant because this is a huge change in how the U.S. economy is going to work. And that's because when the government owns part of a company, it's not just going to influence its policy, it's going to start to influence its profits, its management decisions, and it changes the game of competition because, in a way, it also allows the government to pick the winners and losers of a market. So it sort of blurs the line between free markets and state control. And the crazy part about that is that this is exactly the kind of system the US spent decades warning the world not to copy. This is the model used by China, where the government owns stakes in strategic companies and then uses that as leverage to control their economy. The US spent years saying that this system is unfair, it's manipulative, it's dangerous for global competition.
Not only has China declined to adopt promised reforms, it has embraced an economic model dependent on massive market barriers, heavy state subsidies, currency manipulation, product dumping, forced technology transfers, and the theft of intellectual property.
But now, the US is going to be doing a version of the exact same thing. So, after learning about this, I had a lot of questions like, how exactly is the US government buying these companies, right? Where's the money coming from? And is this good or is it bad? And how is it going to affect investors and our markets? So, things are about to get very interesting. And with that said, let's get into it. Hi, my name is Henri Chick. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the new investor on the block, the United States. So, the first question I had about all of this is, how
Damn
is
it.
the US actually doing this? Like, where is it getting the money to do all of this? So, in the case of this stock, for example, Intel, the government converted funding from the Chips and Science Act into equity. So, instead of just handing out a grant for new plants, the Treasury and Commerce Departments negotiated for the shares of the company
Saying the
with a
government owning
9.9%
stocks.
ownership stake.
I was just
Plus,
talking about that
the
shit
ability to buy
this weekend.
more if
Like, what's
Intel
the
meets
government doing
certain
owning
production and
stocks?
job
Like,
targets. So that's Intel. Now, another
I think
company,
the government,
MP
they
Materials,
think that business
the
will
Department
ever
of
go out of
Defense used
business if the
for the
government
mix
owns
of
it.
something
Like,
called convertible preferred stocks and contracts, which guarantee the government access to rare earth minerals.
Let's say you have 50K cash. Use that to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase. Bitcoin's at 100K.
In exchange for funding. And that deal gave the US about a 15% stake, plus influence over the company's pricing and export rules. Now, for Lithium Americas, this stock, the Department of Energy renegotiated a huge $2.3 billion loan, which was originally meant for the creation of a lithium mine in Nevada. But instead of just giving them the loan for free, the government added a clause giving it stock warrants, or basically the right to buy
still
up to
niggas
10%
over
of
there and
the
I still
company
do it.
if
Like,
the
yeah,
project is
it's stop
successful.
all that.
Then there's also Trilogy Metals, which got just a huge infusion of money, and the federal government funded a new infrastructure in Alaska for an access road that the company needed. And in return, the government got about a 10% equity stake and long-term resource rights. Now, what's interesting is when Nippon Steel, which is a Japanese company, said that they wanted to buy U.S. steel, the White House said the deal could only go through if the U.S. government got what's called a golden share. It's a special, non-economic share that gives the U.S. veto power over major corporate decisions, like, for example, plant closures or foreign sales, executive appointments, and things like that. Anything that might threaten its national security interests. So instead of passing a new law or nationalizing industries, the government is using all sorts of things like loan programs and the CHIPS Act and the Defense Production Act, the Department of Defense energy loan guarantees, basically regulatory approvals to take part ownership of these private companies. So if you want our approval, you got to give us a portion of your company. Now, once once the government becomes an investor, the question is, should we help companies like this? Like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And I think that's a really complicated question to answer, and it really depends on how you look at it. Like, one way to look at this is, yeah, it's a really smart strategic move because it's a way
Damn,
to
bro.
protect
He
America's
through the
future
bar,
by
ran that
making sure
motherfucker.
that
Bro, I go
important
down so
minerals
fast in
like
this shit.
energy and steel
Bro, I
stay
wish I was streaming the
in
games I was winning.
important in a
I was
world
11-1.
China
I
dominates
used to be.
90%
It
of
used to
rare
be ass
earths,
niggas.
70% of lithium refining, and makes most of the world's solar panels. So the question is, how do you compete with a player that has so much influence because it controls its own supply chain? China controls the resources and the manufacturing that makes all of this possible, and the US just can't compete with that.
That shit be
And here's
going
an example.
crazy.
I recently went down a rabbit hole here on YouTube about Chinese electric cars. And I learned that right now, China is selling cars where a lot of them actually have an excess of 400 miles of electric range. They have cars with hypercar territory performance and luxury you can't even compare with until you get to multiple six figures. And the price point for these cars, like $30,000 to $40,000 on average. If you brought these cars over to the US, none of the companies, including Tesla here in the US, would be able to compete with them. Everyone would be buying these Chinese cars. And why is that? Is it because we don't have the technology to build them? No. It's because if the US made them here, they would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they do. And that's why they're unaffordable. China can do this because partially because they steal the United States IP for research and development because everything is made there, but also because when you get rid of the R&D cost and you have the power of government money to subsidize the manufacturing of cars, no free market can win against it. So for years, the United States would watch this happen without competing on the same level because it can't. And now that's starting to change. The US is realizing that this idea of the free market cannot win against a command economy that uses state power and influence to win. So America's answer then is to start playing by the same rules, to make national security its new priority. And politically, that's actually really powerful, right? Because no president wants to be the one accused of letting another country win the race of technology and energy. So all of these equity deals that we're seeing play out, they let the president say, we're bringing back jobs, right? We're building factories. We're investing in America again.
That's why they letting go all that other shit, because they trying to build other shit. They're like, fuck those social services. Come get a job. We making chips over here.
How capitalism works, because when the government starts deciding which companies deserve to exist, like which ones get the approvals, which ones get the money, which ones don't, then that's not really a free market anymore, is it? And that's where things start to look a lot more like China than I think anyone wants to admit. But then the question is, so what? Is that such a bad thing? Before we get into that, here's something I'm personally doing to keep stacking sats while the rest of this plays out with the Bitcoin credit card by Gemini, who's actually sponsoring this video. And it's a card of average appreciation of
This
176%.
is yeah, this is what I'm
So not
doing.
your typical credit card points. So if you're interested, click the link in the description or go to gemini.com/Andre to get $200 in Bitcoin when you spend $3,000 in your first 90 days. Thank you, Gemini, for sponsoring this segment. And now let's get back to it. So here's how you can think about this. When the government becomes an investor in the market, it changes the rules of the whole competition, right? And history and data actually give us a reason to be a little worried. In the fourth turning theory, for example, every 80 years or so, this happens in the fourth and final phase, the decline of the empire. And that's where the government steps in to take control of the industries that it sees as important to its own survival. Like during the 1940s, for example, that was steel, oil, and weapons. Today, that's semiconductors, AI, and energy. Having the government give companies money means they could start doing deals not because they want to create better stuff, but because they want to lobby and buy politicians in return for favorable funding and approvals. Subsidies from the government can become a lot more attractive and appealing than spending all that money on research and development. And we've seen this play out in other economies economies when state capital, or money, dominates. So their innovation and creativity slows down because then the safest thing to do is to play politics instead of make a better product, right? Like, why take the chance and compete with Apple and make a better iPhone when you can just instead spend the money to cultivate a better relationship with that politician that could give you that government handout? Now, I realize that's sort of how it works today as well, but now we have a precedent. Now this is happening, right? The government's now buying these companies. So
That's
now
lots of shit.
the stage is set for this to happen more. So another risk is that money might actually move away from good, efficient companies towards those that have government favoritism. Over time, it weakens the economy. We've seen that happen in China. There, the government owns big stakes in what it calls strategic industries: finance, energy, tech, manufacturing. But instead of having a competitive market that's driven by a free economy, it instead creates what economists call rent-seeking behavior, which is when companies exist just to stay in favor with the state rather than its customers. So what ends up happening then is, on one side, politically connected companies, they get all the cheap loans, all the tax breaks, and all the subsidies, right? And on the other hand, the independent companies, even the good creative ones, have a really hard time with money and approval because they can't really compete. Over time, that favoritism leads to weaker creativity, wasted money, slower growth, less risk-taking, etc. Right? That's why some economists say China's biggest weakness is not its debt or demographics, it's their parent state, the dependency of it. So if the US starts doing the same thing, that risks building an economy where political access becomes more important than creativity. So that then brings me to the real question, which is, why is the US buying the stock market right now? It's because this is the fight for the control of the future. And this is happening at a time when China's economy is slowing down. Russia is separating itself from the West, and the US is looking at the most expensive debt in history. At the same time, the world is sort of splitting into two separate economies. One that's built around dollars, the other one that's built around Chinese capital. Both sides are sort of racing to control the same stuff: energy,
Man, money.
microchips,
Okay, at
minerals.
least you did a block like that. Fuck.
Whoever controls that controls the future. Now, in this game that's being played, China's actually winning. Like, take rare earths, for example. China controls the refining, the processing, the export restrictions, and the licensing. That gives it the ability to say, if you press that reset button, no more rare earths for you, right? That means China controls the pricing power and the ability to weaponize its supply. And not just minerals, by the way. China also controls roughly 80% of solar panel production. So the US can't just rely on trade deals or sanctions because those don't work against a country that controls its own supply chain. That's why this is happening now. The US can't compete with China in the open market. The US cannot weaponize the dollar against China the way that it does against the smaller economies. And it can't use the reset button, which has historically been war, because that's not a winnable option. The US government knows this. So then, how do you fight back, right? So I think what's happening right now is a strategy of, well, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's why the US is buying into the stock market, because it has to. It's building its own version of state capitalism, whether we admit it or not. And that, I think, leads to a more important question, which is, of course, is this good or bad for the average person that lives and invests in the U.S.? And here's my very uninformed opinion. At the end of the day, I have no idea what's going to happen. But first, I just want to address people that say, well, Andre, this is nothing new, right? This is not the first time that the U.S. gets involved. The U.S. is finally just catching up. And that is true. This is not the first time, because DARPA funded the internet, right? NASA funded space technology. The government's always been involved in one way or another. There's a long history of public money funding private companies. But this time is very different because the government is not just giving them the money and funding it, it's also now partially owning them. And I think ownership changes the incentive structure.
Bro, you're done already?
Yeah, bro.
How? I hired Motion to hire AI employees. AI employees? Yeah. Dude, I have a project manager, executive assistant, and a marketing specialist. And that's really dangerous because once you mix politics in with free markets, then it's really hard to see where one begins and the other ends. And I think on the surface, it sounds like a good idea. It sounds patriotic, right? Like we're investing in America's future. But here's the truth. This is not the kind of manufacturing that's going to bring back billions of jobs. Because the industries we're talking about, like semiconductors, lithium refining, AI infrastructure, those are all very high-skilled, high-tech industries. In some cases, they'll require PhDs and robotics engineers. They will be mostly automated systems that are going to do most of the work humans used to do. So even if we do build more factories, they will be filled not with people, but with robots. You might see a ribbon cutting ceremony or two and maybe a couple thousand new jobs, but they will never offset what will be lost to automation and AI. Now, for investors, though, I think this creates a new opportunity because when the government becomes an investor, politics, I think, starts to play a much bigger role than it normally should, whether we like it or not. So the companies that start to win then are not necessarily the most creative ones. They'll be the most strategically and politically aligned ones. Right? We saw that play out earlier in the Trump's presidency. A lot of companies were sucking up to the president. They were there for a reason. If the U.S. owns
Damn, bro, he
Microsoft
keep
Power
getting
and
me.
it funds MP Materials and it backs Lithium Americas, Wall Street sees that. That money follows that. If you think about it, when the government invests in companies, it also has an interest in keeping their stock prices somewhat stable, especially during election years. That's kind of a safety net in a way. In a way, the U.S. market is actually being engineered not to fail. And I think this is where AI sort of ties everything together because the same technology that's going to replace all of us will also be the one that picks our investments for us. So without letting this video become about anything specific, I think there's going to be a lot of interesting intersections between all of this and AI. So go ahead and try this out. Ask
What's so hard to
Facebook
strip?
AI if it could choose an investment free from corporate control, free from government manipulation, cannot be debased, shut down, or printed into oblivion, something that has increasing demand, is globally liquid, anti-fragile, has a finite supply, network reinforcement, one word, what would it choose? See what it tells you. I'll leave it at that. So, for investors, this could lead to one of the craziest market runs in years, or it could also be a complete disaster. Either way, I'm staying invested and I'm just here for the ride, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back here next week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm 57 and my son says I need to spend hours in the gym to lose weight at my age.
Oh, no. You don't need fitness advice from guys in their.
Hello and welcome to a new video from me. Please know that I am not an investment or financial advisor, and of course I do not have a crystal ball in front of me. It is time for another little AMC update, and I have a lot of juicy.
Damn, niggas still buying AMC updates? That's crazy.
Brace yourselves, because once again it is
I
about.
did not know. I don't know anybody buying AMC
What is
stocks.
going on in the depths of the market? I have to show you something that more or less makes me
AMC stock is like
angry
$2.
every time and confirms my theory
Is
of
this?
market manipulation. Dark pool trading. Take a look at this picture. The numbers are simply clear. A tweet that
Damn.
describes the whole thing as abnormal.
Hammer don't hurt him.
For AMC, we see a dark pool trading of a whopping 61%. Over 60% of the trading volume does not take place on the traditional stock exchange, such as the New York Stock Exchange, and that is insane.
Y'all don't be knowing
This is
shit
not normal
about
market dynamics,
stocks no
but in
more.
my opinion, a clear strat.
What are the best altcoins to buy after this market wipeout? Which coins just kept pumping? Now, this is going to be important because we find ourselves at a crossroads, a very strong crossroads or you might be able to make some life-changing wealth. Last time altcoins fell 50% in a single day was during the COVID crash of March 2020. After that, we saw a massive alt season of 2021. We're seeing the same 50% dump in alts in a single day. If history repeats, we will see a mega alt season next. So let's look at the top 100 coins and see which altcoins ended up performing the best after this market wipeout. Now, one of the top coins you're seeing on the list is BitTensor. Now, I find this interesting that this is one of the best performing assets because I just heard BitTensor mentioned on the All In podcast this weekend.
And just two things I wanted to add here. There are other solutions which have not yet hit the ground. I mentioned BitTensor. I think it's an open source project that's worth looking into. I started a little fund of my own with my own capital to start exploring this.
So Jason Calacanis from All In is bullish, but let's look at the charts here. What are we seeing? So we covered Tau not that long ago. We covered these parallel channels. There's a very short amount of time to catch the pump, and then it bleeds for a while. And you can see it right here, bled. You can see it just kind of descending here, and then boom, very, very quick move to the upside. We're looking at 3-day candles, and you had a while to accumulate. It's just in a downtrend. It got stuck in this accumulation range for a while, and then boom, very, very few 3-day candles here. Next thing you know, it's pretty much at a top. And another consolidation down. And if you look now, we have big 3-day green candles here, and this might be a fast move like we've seen in the past. Also, you can see the wick, it's came down perfectly. Now, what other coins perform well? One of the major winners I see here, very few coins in the top 25, but you do see SWE right here, also with a pretty nice recovery. Now, if you look at the 3-month chart, this thing looks brutal here. Let me share a little bit of bullishness. This is one of my favorite accounts here. All Eat Charts, really, really good trading. He's more of a macro trader here. He just went long on SWE. Strength is undeniable. Could be one of the fastest to recover. As long as 260 holds, a breakout to new all-time highs looks very likely. Looking at this chart right here, and this is a line chart on the 1 week. I just pulled it up right here. Now, this is a log chart, so a little dubious here. But this is just a clear testing of the bottom of the symmetrical triangle. I would say this looks pretty bullish to me. An upside, if we were to just hit the top of this range, we're looking at a nice little pump of about 32% here, going from 289 to 382. But that's not the only reason, we're not just looking at the lines here. The RSI also got oversold here. SWE must pump is not debatable. Every time the RSI hits those oversold AF levels, it rips like a rocket, and guess what? We're right there again. This screams a 2x opportunity. Let's go to the daily because that's the RSI that they're talking about here. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a warning. One thing that I saw on this chart was this doesn't always hold out, but it's held out for the last 3 times. That's for sure. Now, you can see here, oversold. Last time the RSI hit oversold, that was a Pico bottom. You could not get a better entry. You end up riding a very nice gain there. Go back to the previous point where we saw this. Also a Pico bottom. There was no little bit of divergence there. It just was up only. But if you go back before this, you do see some RSIs that, created a lower low in the near term here. But you want to make sure you're hopefully buying this one, not buying this one. I would not deploy all my capital. But I just do like this symmetrical triangle is a very bold structure. So I would say, hey, if you don't have your exposure, you're looking to get some exposure, this is a good place to start, but don't go all in. I want to give a quick shout out to L Bank Exchange. It is my favorite exchange to start trading all of the hottest meme coins and all of the latest altcoins. And over at L Bank, you can do spot trading or you can do futures perpetuals trading, and we're going to have a link down below as well as a tutorial on the top of our YouTube page. There are tons of features here on L Bank. They have 24/7 customer support, tons of volume, millions of customers, and they're serving over 200 countries.